Hi folks, I just want to jump in quickly before showing this Shepton Mallet walk. The walk, we used a walk put together by somebody called Anthony Maurice from Walking Britain, and he put this walk together about 10 years ago, so unfortunately things had changed, and we spent about half an hour trying to find the beginning of the route. What about those gates down there? There's a little bit of confusion as to where the actual start of the walk is. There's Paul double checking the route. He's going in the dark so he can see the screen on his phone. I'm glad I've got him. He's good at working these things out. So looking at the map, it looks like if we go through this little path here, we'll cut across to... So after trying that one, we went round in a big circle, went back to the car even. So Paul has looked at the map and this looks like the style we need to cross. He's not happy. So once we worked it all out, and the rest of the walk was fairly straightforward, although you will see that there are some issues as you watch the video. When we got to the end of the walk, I then redid the beginning bit of the walk that we got wrong to make it clearer. So I'll show that now. So this is how we should have started the walk this morning. So there's a little yellow arrow there. So not down that one there, but around here. It's a bit confusing because there's the old factory gates, but everything is private property. You can't go anywhere here. But there is a sign here just by this van that says public footpath, with a little yellow arrow here, and then as you go up here it looks like it's all private. However, you then go up past this one, the old coach house on your right. It looks like you're going into somebody's parking area, Charlton Apartments, and then carry on up this path here. Just got around the corner. So up here, through those gates, and then turn left, straight up. And that lane is the Fosse Way?
Yes.
That is the Fosse Way. And then here is the video edited as if there's no problems whatsoever. Enjoy. Welcome to our walk along the Fosse Way, an ancient Roman road infused with modern values. This walk, crafted by Anthony Maurice from Walking Britain, is a delightful walk of 7.5 miles. It's a circular walk which is categorised between easy and moderate. We will look at history, explore hidden gems, and enjoy a Roman Centurion inspired picnic reimagined for vegans. We can marvel at how this ancient road still shapes the landscape today. Just look at this imposing viaduct, a relic of the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway, showcasing Shepton Mallet's industrial history. And it's quite windy here. We're at the top of a hill and we've stopped climbing the hill. We're going along a level bit now, which is really quite nice, and the view's stunning. Also Glastonbury Tor in the distance there. I'll take a photograph as well just in case you can't see it. Now coming up to Bolter's Lane, and we're going to turn right. After 200 yards we're then going to turn left up Yelling Mill Lane, which is this one here. And after 100 yards we will rejoin the Fosse Way, again a track, and we're going to follow this track up Beacon Hill, which as we go into the woods winds to the left to avoid the steepest part of the hill. Thank goodness. Just found a log to have a little drink break, and a Roman centurion would have had a glass of watered down wine now, or vinegar in water. We've just got tap water, to be honest. Oh, that looks pretty behind you. Look at that, the bluebell wood. So we're now at the bottom of Beacon Hill, and in this area there are ancient burial mounds and boundary stones that offer a glimpse into prehistoric and Roman times. So that'll be interesting if we can see something like that. Not sure if this is a ancient boundary stone. Not sure. Oh, that looks impressive. I'll take a photograph because I don't think that's going to come out on the video. Here I am thinking about what it was like for Roman centurions in this area, and getting back to nature and feeling like the prehistoric vibes that the whole place gives off. And then somebody goes past hiding Easter eggs for an Easter egg hunt.
Found the pink bunny.
Yeah, found the pink bunny.
Yep.
So we can see several tumulus, whether that's pronounced tumuli. It is tumuli. Old burial mounds, we think. So we've come up from that path over there, the right hand one, come up here, and it's the Welcome to Beacon Hill Wood sign here. And now we need to turn right, and we've decided to turn right not on the road, but to keep in the woods for as long as possible to avoid walking along the side of the road. And then we're
On the Roman road.
back on the Roman road again. Fun fact, according to the Automobile Association website, I'll put a link below, Fosse Ways were aligned with ley lines, which would fit in with what Celts and Romans believed in at the time. Some people still believe in ley lines now. We're looking for somewhere to stop to eat our Roman centurion lunch. A bench would be nice, but a log would do. So we're just looking for that. While Roman centurions weren't vegan, their diets included grains, vegetables and fruits alongside meat and fish. Oh, let's have a look at this. Another stone, I'll take a photo. Philosophers like Pythagoras advocated for vegetarianism, aligning closely with modern vegan values. Looks like Paul's found a bench to sit on for our Roman centurion lunch along the Fosse Way. Ah, nice view.
Not really.
So for our Roman centurion lunch we have got flatbread, which was made without yeast and without baking powder, and Paul just kneaded it and it did puff up. Let's have a side view.
I'm sure that needs a little bit more cooking, but hey.
Let's have a look at the side view at the top bit here. Yeah, it looks really, really puffed up. I'm looking forward to eating some of that. It was with olive oil, rosemary and coarse sea salt.
And spelt flour.
And spelt flour, because Roman centurions would have had spelt flour. And then we made a spelt grain salad with fresh dill, lemon and olive oil, with some roasted vegetables, and we used cabbage, peas, carrots and onions, which would have been vegetables that were around in Roman times in Britain.
And walnuts.
And we've added walnuts for protein. Roman centurions would have eaten walnuts. They would have also eaten meat, but not all the time unless they were really rich. So the chances are they would have had walnuts in their spelt salad. You're going to try some?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to do.
Let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Nice?
Yep.
Good, good. Right, I'm going to eat mine now. Now for pudding we have something called globy. What do you reckon? Globy?
Globy, I expect.
Globy. This is for pudding, and this is a crispy cheese, vegan cheese inspired balls adapted from a Roman recipe. We have adapted a recipe from the YouTube channel Tasting History with Max Miller 4. So we used soft vegan Philadelphia cheese with spelt flour, rolled it into balls and air fried them. They could be deep fried, but we don't like deep frying things, so we air fried them, covered them in maple syrup instead of honey, and covered them in, what was it?
White poppy seeds.
White poppy seeds. So hang on a minute, I'm going to try a globy. Yum, 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 yum. What does it look like inside? Do you like it?
Yeah.
A little bit hesitant there.
The thing is, our palate's a lot sweeter, I think, than they were back in those days.
Yeah, that's true. Because they didn't have refined sugar.
Like we do, but yeah, they're very tasty, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have a go at mine now. The noise in the background is a tractor in field over yonder. Quick little update after our very nice lunch. We're both very full up. We couldn't eat it all. But really, really yummy, and I'll probably have some more of the globies from mid-afternoon break. But whilst we were eating our lunch, I had my Merlin app running. I am not sponsored. I just find this absolutely fascinating that you can record for like 10 minutes, which is what I did whilst we were eating our lunch, and it picked up the following birds. So that's really, really nice. I'm very excited by that. I just thought I'd let you know what the birds are that we can hear here. After lunch we're going to pass through Bolter's Lane and the old Frome Road. Gosh, you can see a long way down this lane, can't you?
That's because it's Roman.
Roman, straight. We're going to go down that path there in a minute, but we're just going to go a few steps more down here because the view is lovely. You can see the White Horse over there. So that's the White Horse in Wiltshire, and we're in Somerset at the moment near Shepton Mallet.
It's quite a view, isn't it? There's
quite a view,
that
yeah.
Must be, do you reckon that's the...
Quite a lot of sheep here. A lot of bleating going on. Quite an interesting lane because it's almost like a stream as well, isn't it?
Continue.
Yeah, do. We're now at Three Ashes and we're just literally crossing the road and carrying on up here. There's planning permission here to change the footpath. It's going to become like a tip for waste quarry stuff, like stones and stuff. The gate was a bit stiff here, so we're just going straight across because it's going to be a quarry tip. And we can see a stile over the other side. But this path is going to be diverted, so presumably there'll be signs when that happens. I was a bit worried it said keep out of this bit then. A bit worrying. So now we're just literally walking around the edge of the quarry, across some fields and over some stiles. This is an interesting looking stile. Little gap by the side there. We can hear the road. We're not that far away from where we need to be now. We've gone over a succession of fields and now we're going across this field to get to the junction of Bolter's Lane and the old Froome Road. Between the trees down there I can see cars whizzing by, so we really are close to the road now. So we got to the bottom of this field to that gate there, and then we realised by doing a little Google map search that we need to be going this way. For reference, you can just about see the Wagon and Horses pub in the distance. I'll just go up the hill a bit. So we're going in the right direction because we want to get at the junction between Old Froome Road and Bolter's Lane. The gate is bolted, that is the big gate and the little gate, presumably because they want this planning permission to go through to divert the path. So I'm going to have to climb over the gate again. Ah. So we're going down Bolter's Lane for 150 yards to a crossroads, and then we're going to bear left down King's Road. This looks like the crossroads here, so it will be bear left here down King's Road, and then 500 yards until we reach Newman Street on the left. We decided to miss out Newman Street farm with the little footpaths and everything and going across fields, and we're just going to go straight on down this road towards Dalting. What a lovely name for a farmhouse. Hurling Pot Farmhouse. Anthony Maries recommends stopping at the Poacher's to sample excellent local ales and ciders. How can we resist? Stopped at the Poacher's Pocket. Poacher's Pocket? Yeah, we stopped at the Poacher's Pocket and we are outside in the garden. And Paul has got a 6X. Has he got a smile on his face? Yay, at last. And I've got a dry white wine in soda water. Very nice. This is what it looks like at the front. Little card. In the Poacher's Pocket garden there is a well, and Paul had just said it's a real well, so let's have a look. Nice safety grid. Ah, bumped my head. And it's got real water in there. A few little plants around the edge. Yeah. Nice little well. So that was a nice little break there for a quick swifty. Thank you, Anthony Maries, for suggesting that. Right, onwards. We're going to St Aldham's Well next. We're going down the cul-de-sac with bungalows now, looking for the path. And at the end of this little cul-de-sac with bungalows, there is this little path which we're going to go down. And then we're going to bear left down past Pitt's Woods. So now we're bearing left down past Pitt's Woods. And then we got across 2 fields and onto another dead-end lane. Field number 2. There's cows along there. I'm not a fan of cows, but hopefully they won't take any notice of us. Another big stile. So we look like we're going on the outside of the Dalting Village Hall. And we're now hopefully going down to another quiet dead-end lane in the village of Dalting. And so now we're turning right down the lane, and apparently the lane will peter out after 100 yards. Lane's petering out here, so we're going to continue down this footpath, and hopefully we should come to those 2 small pools. So this is St Aldham's Well, named after the 8th century scholar bishop of Sherborne, and it is the source of the river Sheppey. And luckily for us today, we're being serenaded by a singer, so it makes it feel even more ethereal and lovely. This well is steeped in history and folklore, and it is said St Aldham sang psalms on the day of his death here. And that was in the year 709, and people are still singing here now. The well is known for its healing powers, and people still come here today and leave offerings. It's never dried up, even in times of drought. Pilgrims once bathed in its waters. I mean, they might well still do today. Adjacent to the well is a chamber housing remnants of a water wheel that supplied the village. sign to Bodden Lane down this way here. So we should be back at the car soon. It was really nice at the well. There was a chap there playing the guitar, and his music and his singing was so lovely, and it just mixed really well with the sort of ethereal vibe of the well. Just lovely. And his name is Connor O'Sullivan, if you like his music. I don't know how you'd get in touch with him, but his name is Connor O'Sullivan, and he didn't mind being on my video. So we're heading back to the car now. We're trying to pick up the road. Whew, I'm a bit out of breath because there was loads of cows. I don't like cows particularly, and some of them started trotting after us, even though we tried to pretend that we were nonchalant and boring. So we've gone into another field. Not a grazing field. So we're walking along the edge of it. But there's the cows there that we avoided. And they do look a bit frisky. They're probably running home for their tea, to be honest. Whew. But you can see the bull there. Whoa. Glad I'm not in the same field as them, to be honest. Due to the cow incidents, we've come out where we sort of went down some fields, and then we've come out of this lane. And we're going to walk up this lane and look for a footpath on the left-hand side to take us back to Brewery Lane. Found the public footpath, which seemed sooner than I expected, but we think it's right. Oh. The footpath says to go straight across the field, so that's what we're doing. It's been dug over, but it doesn't look like anything's been planted, so we're just going to walk straight across where the footpath says it is. Just about to see the top of the viaduct there, so we must be going in the right direction. We hope you've enjoyed this blend of historical exploration, breathtaking scenery and delicious vegan fare. Be sure to check out our other videos, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below.